You know, there's this acronym, SSC. SSC stands for safe, sane, and consensual. Safe means that whatever you do, you make sure it is safe. Never ever do something that you don't have experience with or you didn't research. Always make sure that you work with sterilized stuff. Work with equipment that you trust. Whatever you use on your submissive, first use it on yourself. If you think about trying something that you never tried before, make sure you build it up. Safe also means make sure that there is emergency equipment around. For instance, if you're playing somewhere and you have candles, I would suggest you don't put it under a curtain anyway, but just in case, make sure there is a fire extinguisher somewhere. So you make sure that there is a possibility to take care of whatever is happening. Don't do anything weird. Play on the level of your experience. If you're not very experienced, stick with the stuff that you know and build it up. Only do always, if you want to introduce something new in a scene, do one thing at a time. The rest of the scene is what you know. And there is so much to do. I made a video on a beginner's kit. If you start with the beginner's kit, you also already have so many possibilities to play with. Make sure that if you're playing with rope, that there is always scissors at hand. Think about, if I'm going to do this scene, what do I need to make sure it's safe? It's not very complicated. Second one is sane. This is, for me, is very important. I think whenever you're playing, you shouldn't be under the influence of anything. I would not be happy if my dominant, before he's going to belt me or whip me or whatever he's going to do to me, I don't care, whatever, and especially when he's tying me, if he is drunk. And I also wouldn't even like it when he drank 1 glass of wine. No, please, not. It doesn't matter. There's a reason why you're not supposed to drive with more than 1 glass of alcohol. I would even recommend to not drive also with a glass of alcohol. It doesn't matter. Even 1 glass will already lower your level of reaction. So, and the same counts for BDSM play, and we're playing on the edge. It's of course it's a bit depending on what you're doing. If you're just having a bit of fun with bondage, and it's too often that it goes wrong. You never want to have the feeling that I shouldn't have done this. That's what meant with sane. Never ever use drugs when you're doing a scene. Ever. You're responsible. First of all, as a dom, you're responsible for the well-being of your submissive. And you need to be able to see everything. And no matter what drug you're using, and no matter how well you know how you react on the drugs, it will influence you. The way that you react to stuff, but also what you see and what you can see and what you can recognize. If you're submissive, your dominant is depending on you on how you react. And if there's anything that is influencing your body reactions, such as alcohol or drugs, it will influence his information towards him. So you won't be as good communicators as you are usually. So please never ever use something. Just make sure that you're sober, sane. The same counts also for emotional stuff. I would recommend not to do a scene when you just had a fight. Make sure that you are both in the right space. Consensual. Consent means that both you and I agree on what you're doing. If you haven't discussed it, it's not an option. You're not playing it. You just discuss it, then you can play with it. If you agree on it together. Consent means from both sides. It's from the submissive, but it's also from the dominant. You both need to consent that whatever you're going to do is fine for the both of you. This is one of the reasons why BDSM, I think, is so wonderful, is because we tend to get these things in place, but all too often I still see people like slacking a bit, with how they're using a scene, how they're dealing with the safety. They think that it's okay that they first have a bottle of wine together, of course, but just please, first, then if you decide to drink, just decide also that then the type of play that you're going to do will be different. There's plenty of ways that you can play together that are fine when you have a glass of wine. I mean, make a humiliation scene, that's okay, as long as it's consensual and it's still safe. But I would recommend just not play on the edge. Hope this was valuable for you. Have fun and play with passion.